What's up, guys? It's Girl X, and this is the 6th time I have recorded this video. I've recorded 2 full videos, and I'm just gonna narrow it down to moving out your city. That city, man, was Memphis raised me, Memphis made me. I will definitely say that. And this video is just definitely talking about like the seasons of isolation, moving away from the city, like just, man, this video is really hard. So buckle down with me and we're gonna jump on into it. So when you move out the city, there are definitely some stages that y'all are gonna go through. So one of the stages you're first gonna go through is, you know, being alone, like, period. So when I moved away, I was very lonely. You know, I talk to my line sister Journey all the time about like, you know, feeling lonely, you know, just being alone, you know, because you're not around your friends no more, you're not around your family anymore. It's really just you. And you know, even though I moved back to California is a big state. You know, our cities are like an hour, 2 hours away. Like LA is like 2 hours away from me. My big brother is like almost 2 hours away from me. So, you know, you're really kind of by yourself, and you have to really recognize that you're now in a stage of, well, season of isolation. And I personally feel like God has put me through all types of seasons of isolation. Definitely. There's a season of isolation where no one's gonna talk to you. You know, you're by yourself. Like, ain't nobody ringing your phone, talking to you. You're single, you know, like things of that nature. Then there's the physical isolation, which I'm in right now, where you're physically away from everyone, you know. And I think that type of isolation is probably the one that has changed me the most. In the stage of being physically isolated, you have to recognize that God has placed you physically in a different, or even, you know, mentally, away from people, because he's trying to show you something about yourself. He's trying to show you, hey, I'm trying to show you something about you. I'm trying to change you, because what you were doing back there, that ain't it. It's not it. And you know, and if you were watching my Tales of a Toxic Woman video, I was in some bad situations, you know, especially with love, like, you know, even being angry with them myself. And you know, moving away from Memphis, I recognize a lot about myself. So he's gonna put you definitely through some tests when you have moved away from the city. So after you move from the stage of being alone, you're gonna move into like this really happy stage. Like it's really like a high almost. So when I first moved back, I was making new friends, I was traveling, I was, you know, like living la vida loca. Like I was having fun. And man, it was fun. But you know, after that high, you gotta recognize that at some point you're gonna go back down. And this plays into kind of like when the devil's lurking in your corner. So when you're at a high, my pastor just talked about this. Shout out to Pastor Keith Norman, First Baptist Broad Avenue. When you're at a high, the devil is trying to bring you back down. He doesn't like you at that high. He's like, nah, fam, what you doing? So he's gonna bring you back down. And so a situation actually inspired this video because something happened, and I kind of looked at it like, what the heck? Like what is this? And you know, my first reaction was just like confusion almost. Like it wasn't even my old reaction of being angry and, you know, like spewing at the mouth. It was more like confusion. So a piece of me did want to actually, and I know that sounds like kind of weird I just said that, but a piece of me, like when I kept thinking about it, kind of like replaying it, a piece of me wanted to like mouth off. And I had to recognize like, yo, you've been doing so good. God is literally has placed you in a whole new area. He has separated you from all these bad things. And here you are trying to go back to what you used to be doing. And my sister told me today, it's the cycle of the circle, where you're constantly going back to what you used to be. When you're constantly going back to an old situation. When you're constantly like trying to just go back to the usual. You're so comfortable with being comfortable that you keep trying to revert back to the past. And when you're constantly doing that, you gotta recognize you have not forgave something in you. And when you're going through that cycle, when you're going back into that circle, right? I was talking to my sister, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm constantly reverting back to a time when I was hurt, when I was hurting people, that yes, I may have forgave the situation. Yes, I may have forgave the person, the people that were involved, but I didn't forgive myself. And that's why I kept trying to make it up. I kept trying to like, I'm so sorry, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Cause I didn't forgive myself. I didn't forgive myself for treating people the way I treated them, for doing the things I did. And when I recognized like what I was doing because of the situation that occurred today, man, like that changed the whole game. I was just like, God, thank you for this situation. Thank you for my voice. Thank you for allowing me to have the mindset, the knowledge, just to recognize like what I'm doing. Because when God gives you a test, one, you need to recognize the devil is trying to bring you back down. And then two, you have grown. And I thank God for the season of isolation, because you know what? Without that season, I would not be who I am. I would still be in Memphis trying to, love people that didn't love me back, that be friends with people who really weren't my friends. I would be being brought down. And you know what? Like, you gotta thank God for isolation. You gotta thank God for when you do something and it gets rejected. You gotta thank God for that, because you know what? That's not rejection, babe. Well, it is rejection, but that's not a bad thing, baby. That's God telling you, like, hey, move past that. Like, I got something better for you. And I actually posted a quote. On my page that really, really resonated with me. So it says, God is saying to you today, do not go backwards. That's what the enemy wants you to do. Your future will be greater than your past. Your past was just preparation for your future. I am with you. Keep pressing forward. Things are better for you up ahead. So once you recognize that everything is coming, it's coming to you. Everything is okay. You're gonna be good, and I love the season of isolation, because dealing with yourself and dealing with your mind is probably the toughest thing that you can do, like legit. Like, it's probably the toughest thing I've ever dealt with. Dealing with yourself, that's hard. That's hard, man. Like, dealing with your inner thoughts, dealing with everything in you, that stuff's hard. That stuff's hard, man. But, physically and, just physically being separated from people, not talking every day, seeing the people that, you want to solve, you will recognize definitely, what's wrong with you. And you'll grow really fast. I'm telling y'all, you'll grow really fast. And I think I really encourage people to move away from the city, not because of, oh, your city's bad or oh, this and that, but no, it's because the growth you encounter when you leave your city, man, like, it's amazing, and granted, yeah, I'm back in my home state, but I grew up in Vista, I grew up in Fallbrook, Marietta, Temecula, I grew up in SoCal, but I never grew up in San Diego, so I definitely still count it as not being in my city, because I didn't grow up in San Diego. But yeah, so this is my video about just leaving your city, recognizing that spirit, recognizing the spirit course, and recognizing the season of isolation, because it's amazing. But I don't want to keep running the time up, so I really hope this is inspires somebody, change somebody's perspective, and ultimately it's really helping somebody. So I am your girl Lex, and see y'all later.